Welcome to Australian Apostolic House Churches. This video is to show you what it looks like to open up a brand new house church in Eagleby, Australia, which is situated in between Brisbane and the Gold Coast. If you would like to know further information at the end of this video, please contact us directly through our website or Facebook page. In Jesus' name, enjoy.
So I'm here with the founder of Apostolic House Churches Australia. It's so exciting because we've been walking together for a long time.
Yeah, it's just exciting, isn't it? Like what we're doing. We're seeing salvations every week. We're seeing people get water baptized. We've started a couple of different house churches, and now we're in the midst of just opening our new one on Thursday night, which is going to be truly amazing. We just believe that the Lord's going to bring the right people, and we're making a difference everywhere we go. You know, they talk about what does a revival look like. It's bringing something that was once dead back to life. And I believe that what we're doing in house churches is we're actually bringing things back to life, and that's what's next.
So can you share a little bit about how the core of this ministry is relationship, and through relationship, building people up to walk in their calling and their core purpose?
You know, right through the New Testament, it talks about how everything came out of relationship. Everything. All relationships start with two people meeting, talking, doing life together, not church together. So for us, we've been able to have the privilege of being able to walk with you and just see what God's done in your life. But it's brought us to a point now where you're moving into that next level, because the whole point is not you fulfilling the call of God on our lives. It's fulfilling the call of God on your life personally. Yeah. And that would never have happened if we were waiting for something different. But out of relationship, we've got to see the whole process.
And honestly, it feels surreal now starting to go into this, because it's only 4 days away. We're starting this actual house church, and it's been such a long build up. I've learned to run things, and I suppose for me it's I wouldn't be in this place if I didn't have people that were willing to walk alongside me, willing to actually love on me and be by my side. So it's now that that's been done to me, it's I'm not going to replicate that with other people, so I can see them walking in it. What has changed in you over the course of being a Christian to now be in a place where you're running something like this?
I think the most important thing is we've always thought you had to be a Christian for a certain amount of time. You have to operate in all the areas of whatever, to go, they can now run a ministry, or they can now run a house church, or they can run a group, or they can do something. But what I've realised is, if you look right through the New Testament, people weren't doing a specific thing for a specific amount of time. They were thrust into whatever it is they seen in people. So leaders in that time actually seen, this person's got leadership on them, this person's got this on their life. It's why wouldn't we give them the opportunity to actually walk in that? And I think that's the difference. That's what we've actually done, is actually seen that there's potential, but not just potential, but there's also, there's a grace on their life to actually walk in whatever it is God has for them. And we've seen that, and we're like, well, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, wow.
Let's step these people into exactly what's on their life. Give them an opportunity. Why are we waiting?
And obviously the clock's ticking till it starts. What's your expectation? What do you expect for the night?
I think there's an expectation that we're going to see a real move of God. Like the thing that we've been seeing over and over again in dreams, in people prophetic dreams that people are having. They're ringing me and talking to me about it. Is that God's breathing right now? He's blowing on the earth, and I don't believe that's just our ministry either. I think that's a worldwide thing, that God's actually doing something, and He's bringing up people into a place where they're just going to walk in freedom and actually be able to sow in other people's lives. But that's going to come through a relationship, not like a pulpit and looking for a platform. So my expectation for Thursday night Eagleby would be that we're going to see God move, and He's going to restore people's lives, and they're going to actually come to a place where they're going to want more. They're going to be hungry for an authentic Jesus, not looking for a group of people who they can just walk with. They're actually looking for people who they can do relationship with and actually live it.
That's awesome.
House. We're currently right here at the house. We're doing the church. Bit of cleaning up to do before tomorrow night, the big night, the big launch.
Just a little.
But we are excited.
I've been
Hayley,
polishing these communion cups for at least half an hour.
so you're excited? What's your expectation for tomorrow?
I am so excited. I'm expecting probably a bit of a full house, because we don't have the biggest house. So I'm really excited for an opening. I think God's going to move. There's going to be new faces as well, I reckon, that we haven't seen at church before. And I really feel like as well that God is going to start to just draw people in. So I'm really hoping that even just in the Eagleby area that, people will just start to be led to come down. So God will bring who He wants to bring. It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
What has changed in you since you've been part of house churches?
Oh, you're asking the big questions, hey? So much. I was really dry before I came to house churches. I was a bit squashed when it comes to being led by the Spirit and things like that, and I was in a type of ministry as well, working in schools, and so I was giving out a lot and I wasn't really receiving too, and it's not really getting activated to the same level of what I've been activated now, and I've still got more activation to receive for sure, and there's still more that God has for me, but yeah, it's just life-changing in almost every aspect. I think like fellowship, communion, being activated by God, my relationship with God, my relationship with my husband, the freedom I've experienced. Yeah, it's just every little aspect of my spiritual walk has changed. So.
Well, guys, next time you'll be seeing this house, there'll be a room full of people. In Jesus' name.
Really gone all in with the house churches, and then now being able to be here and lead one, I just think it's the way God is doing it, especially in 2025 and beyond. The church in a whole has been doing it a certain way for such a long time, but it's funny that, you got to go back to go forward. We're actually going back to the original thing so we can actually go forward in this next generation. Our heart is that we're having authentic relationships, real relationships with each other. We're actually getting to know each other. We're being connected. We're building our relationships beyond the meetings each week. I feel like all of us see each other like multiple times a week, especially when we've got multiple house churches. But even beyond that, it's like we're wanting to catch up with people. We're wanting to see people so we can all grow together. We can all build relationships, because through relationship, that's how things are established. None of us would be here right now if we weren't in relationship with, at least with someone here. And I can say that today because I can see around that no one has been randomly invited off the street. We've only been invited because we're in relationship with someone else. And then...
Cool, guys. So we have just finished up the first house church at Eagleby. Guys, it's currently like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm just here with David and Haley, who host the house church here. And obviously a bit tired. It's been a big night. But what was your highlight, David?
My highlight tonight was seeing Dean, who's only been coming to house church like I think second or third time. There was someone in our group that was experiencing a headache in this specific region, and he was feeling it. And I said to him, it might be a word of knowledge. And I said, well, encourage him, why don't you just get up and lay your hands? And you know what? He got up. He did it straight away. And the person he was praying for said, it was starting to go away, but then because there was a bit of doubt in his prayer, he goes, I felt like it started to come back though. So it was kind of just teaching him and declaring that, hey man, we have the authority because of Jesus. And I think it was a bit of a new concept for him, but he did it. He started to pray and it went away, and you could just see the faith like just rising up within him, and he's just thinking, oh wow, that actually happened. So I said, you know what, I'm starting to feel it a little bit too. Why don't you pray for me too? And it started to ease.
Wow.
And I think for Dean, that would have just been an awesome experience to actually see the power of God, not just experience it through someone else, but to be able to experience it firsthand that he can be a conduit. Work for every growth. Yeah, so that was my highlight for tonight.
Honestly, like it was such a cool experience to be able to see all the people that came, the worship, like people on fire for God. Even we had some reports back saying some of the best worship they've experienced, but like for us as well, taking on the responsibility that we haven't taken on before. Even in worship, I was saying like when there's things in the spirit, there's a responsibility you carry when you're running something to make sure the atmosphere is being shifted. And I thought that was really cool. And even hearing people's testimonies, seeing people get prayer, some people really got shifted and changed. And even like for Tony, he even started laughing like I've never heard him laugh before, which was one of my highlights, seeing that. But it was just so much joy. It was so much fun. Haley, what do you think?
I think we had an exceptional preacher, so the preaching was absolutely phenomenal. But just shaking your head in the back there. I was just seeing spiritually. I was just seeing that that we're just taking territory today. So just being able to see God's heart in that, and just getting a bit of a broader perspective on that. For me was a highlight. Everyone likes to see it when the enemy gets a little bit upset because you're taking ground. So
it's so exciting, guys. Thank you for watching this out and seeing how we started a house church. This is something that obviously been in the works for quite a while. Honestly though, like it came up really quickly. Like I know I was talking to David just at the gym like not that long ago. We're like, I'm sort of thinking of starting a house church. And I think within like a month or 6 weeks, we literally had it all up and running and ready to go. And now we're here, we're started. This was definitely a big step for me, and it really started to sink in today. And it was almost like I was starting to get doubt in my mind. But then seeing how it unfolded just showed like God's in it. God's going to use this, and it's also going to lead to so much more. So watch the journey, watch what we're doing here, and God's going to do a whole lot more through this ministry, but also through even the camera and you watching this. There's going to be a shift, and we'd love to get you guys involved and join no matter where you are in the world. We'd love to be able to chat with you. If you feel like called to be a leader in this ministry, we'd love to connect with you. So go to the link in the description. In Jesus' name, God bless.